Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something powerful. There is no obstacle too big, no setback too painful, no challenge too great that you can't overcome. You have within you the strength, the resilience, and the ability to rise above anything life throws at you. But it all starts with mastering one key element, your inner world. If you want to conquer anything, you must first conquer yourself. The battles you face externally are only as difficult as the ones you're struggling with internally. You have the power to shape your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. When you gain control of how you think and feel, the world outside becomes a lot easier to navigate. Your internal state is your fortress. If it's solid, nothing can break you. Life can be tough, there's no sugarcoating it. You'll face pain, frustration, and disappointment. But here's the thing, that pain can either stop you or propel you. When you use it as fuel, you transform setbacks into stepping stones. Every time life hits you hard, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? Pain can be your greatest teacher if you let it be. One of the biggest mistakes people make is wasting energy on things they have no control over. You can't change the past, you can't control other people, but you know what you can control: your actions, your reactions, and your focus. So the moment you shift your attention to what you can change, you empower yourself. Focus on the things within your reach and you'll see how much power you truly have. Overcoming anything starts with knowing where you're going. A clear, compelling vision is like a lighthouse guiding you through the storm. When you have a vision that excites you, nothing can hold you back. It gives you purpose, it gives you strength. When obstacles arise, your vision will pull you forward, reminding you why you're fighting in the first place. Don't just survive, thrive by keeping your eyes on the prize. Nothing changes until you do something. You can have the best intentions, the biggest dreams, and the clearest vision, but without action, it's all meaningless. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The key is to be decisive. Make a commitment and move forward with certainty. Every small step you take gets you closer to your breakthrough. The final piece is this: never give up. Persistence is the trait that separates those who succeed from those who don't. You will face roadblocks and you will be tested, but those who keep pushing through, those who refuse to stop, they are the ones who overcome anything. Remember, the obstacles in your path are only temporary. As long as you keep moving, you will break through. So no matter what life throws at you, know this: you can overcome anything. You have the power within you. Master your inner world, learn from your pain, focus on what you can control, create a vision, take action, and never give up. That's how you rise above, that's how you conquer every challenge, and that's how you overcome anything. Mastering your inner world is where everything begins. It's the foundation for overcoming any obstacle and creating lasting change in your life. The truth is, the external challenges you face, whether it's a career setback, relationship issue, or personal struggle, are nothing compared to the battles happening inside you. The real fight is in your mind and your emotions and in the stories you tell yourself every day. If you can take control of your internal state, then you can handle anything that comes your way. Your mind is a powerful tool, but it can also be your greatest enemy if left unchecked. Thoughts of fear, doubt, and insecurity can sabotage your progress before you even begin. The key is to understand that you are not your thoughts. You have the power to choose which thoughts you entertain and which ones you dismiss. You can decide how you respond to the emotions that come up. This is where true mastery lies, not in avoiding negative emotions, but in learning how to manage them. When you take charge of your inner world, you change the way you react to external events. Life is full of surprises, some good, some bad, but your power lies in your ability to respond in a way that serves you. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can always control how you interpret and react to it. This isn't just about being positive, it's about being intentional. It's about consciously choosing the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that will empower you rather than disempower you. At the core of this is belief. What you believe about yourself and the world around you shapes your reality. If you believe that you're stuck, that nothing will ever change, then that's exactly what will happen. But when you shift those beliefs, when you believe you have the power to change, to grow, to overcome, then nothing is impossible. Your beliefs are the lens through which you see the world, and by mastering your inner world, you can change that lens. It's not about being perfect or never feeling fear, anxiety, or doubt. It's about recognizing those feelings, understanding that they are temporary, and knowing you have the power to move past them. You're in control. The moment you realize that you open up limitless possibilities for yourself, everything you want to achieve, everything you want to overcome, starts with mastering your internal world. Pain is an inevitable part of life. We all go through struggles, setbacks, and disappointments, but what separates those who rise from those who fall is how they use that pain. You see, pain can either break you or it can fuel you. It can make you bitter or it can make you better. It's not the pain itself that defines you, it's how you choose to respond to it. When you face pain, the first instinct is often to avoid it, to numb it, or to run from it. But what if instead of running, you leaned into it? What if you embraced it and asked, what can this teach me? How can this make me stronger? Pain has a way of revealing your limits and at the same time showing you where you need to grow. It forces you to confront the parts of yourself that you may not want to face, the doubts, the fears, the insecurities. And in doing so, it gives you the opportunity to transform. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by living a pain-free life. They got there by turning their pain into power. Every setback became a stepping stone, every challenge a chance to grow. They didn't let pain stop them, they used it as a catalyst for change. Pain becomes a tool for progress when you decide that no matter how hard it hits, you're going to keep moving forward. It's not just about enduring the pain, it's about finding the meaning in it. Ask yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? Maybe it's showing you that you need to change direction. Maybe it's revealing a strength you didn't know you had. Or maybe it's pushing you to develop a new skill, a new mindset, or a new way of thinking. The lessons are there if you're willing to look for them. But here's the real secret: the more you leverage pain for growth, the less power it has over you. Pain loses its sting when you stop seeing it as something that's happening to you and start seeing it as something that's happening for you. It's all about perspective. If you believe that pain is there to hold you back, it will. But if you believe that pain is there to push you forward, it becomes a powerful force for transformation. So the next time life knocks you down, remember this pain is not the enemy, it's a gift, it's an opportunity to become more than you ever thought possible. Don't run from it, don't hide from it, embrace it, and learn from it, and use it to fuel your growth, because on the other side of that pain is the person you're meant to become. Life throws all kinds of challenges your way, some big, some small, some completely out of your hands, and if you're not careful, you can waste a lot of energy trying to change things that are beyond your control. That's where frustration, anxiety, and stress come from focusing on what you can't influence. But the moment you shift your attention to what you can control, everything changes. That's where your real power lies. You can't control the economy, you can't control other people's actions, opinions, or how they treat you. You can't change the weather or the past. But what you can control is how you respond to these things. You can control your attitude, your actions, your decisions, and those are the things that will determine your future. When you focus on what you can control, you regain your sense of power. It's like flipping a switch inside your mind. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the things happening around you, you start asking, what can I do in this situation? How can I show up in a way that moves me forward? That shift in mindset changes everything. It takes you from being a passive observer of your life to being an active participant, shaping your destiny. The truth is, trying to control everything is exhausting. It's a battle you can never win because so much of life is uncertain. But when you narrow your focus to the things within your control, you become laser focused, more effective, and less stressed. You stop worrying about what might happen and start taking action on what you can make happen. That's where results come from. Think about it: when you pour all your energy into the things you can control, your work ethic, your mindset, your habits, you start to see real progress. Even if the situation isn't ideal, you can always control how you approach it. You can choose to see the opportunity instead of the obstacle. You can choose to rise instead of retreat. It's not about ignoring the challenges around you, it's about acknowledging them but not letting them control your life. You can't change the cards you're dealt, but you can always choose how you play the game. That's the essence of focusing on what you can control, knowing that your power comes from within, not from external circumstances. When you live from this place of focus, you stop reacting to the world and you start responding to it. You stop getting derailed by things outside of your influence and start making steady progress toward your goals. It's like cutting away all the noise and distractions, leaving you with clarity and control over your own destiny. So ask yourself right now, what can you control in this moment? What decisions, actions, or mindset shifts can you make today that will lead you closer to where you want to be? Focus there. That's where your strength is. That's where real change happens. And when you consistently focus on what you can control, you'll find that you can overcome anything. If you want to overcome anything in life, the first thing you need is clarity. Clarity about what you truly want, where you're headed, and why it matters. Without a clear vision, you're just wandering. You're reacting to whatever life throws at you instead of designing your own path. A clear vision gives you purpose, a target to aim for, and it pulls you forward even when things get tough. Think of it this way: if you don't know where you're going, how will you know when you've arrived? You won't. You'll just drift, going through the motions, letting circumstances dictate your direction. But when you have a vision, something specific and compelling, it changes everything. It's like having a map. The road might get bumpy, there might be detours, but you always know where you're headed. You always know your destination. Having a vision is about more than just setting goals. It's about creating a vivid, powerful picture of the life you want to live. You don't just think about it, you feel it. You see it in your mind so clearly that it's almost real. That's the kind of vision that inspires action. That's the kind of vision that fuels resilience. When your vision is strong enough, it gives you the energy to keep pushing no matter what obstacles come your way. But here's the key: your vision has to be bigger than your current circumstances. It has to stretch you, challenge you, and excite you. If your vision is just about surviving, you'll never push yourself beyond what's comfortable. You'll stay in the same place. But when your vision is about thriving, about living at a higher level than you ever thought possible, that's when you tap into a new level of power. You can't create that kind of vision by playing small. You've got to let yourself dream. Think about what you really want, not what's practical or realistic, but what would truly light you up, what would make you jump out of bed every morning with excitement. That's your vision, that's the life you're working toward, and when you hold that vision in your mind every day, it becomes like a magnet, it pulls you toward it. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's about taking control of your focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. When you focus on your vision, you start to notice opportunities, solutions, and resources that were always there, but you couldn't see them before. Your mind is wired to find what you're looking for, so if you're focused on your vision, your actions and decisions will naturally align with making it a reality. And don't worry if the vision seems too big or too far away right now. The point of having a clear vision isn't to achieve it overnight, it's to give you something to move toward every single day. Even if it takes years, even if there are setbacks, you keep going because you know exactly what you're working for. The process itself becomes fulfilling because every step gets you closer. In the end, your vision becomes your anchor. It's what keeps you steady when everything else feels chaotic. It's what gives you strength when the road gets tough. And it's what makes the journey worth it. So don't settle for a life without purpose or direction. Create a clear vision, hold it close, and let it guide you through every challenge. Because when you know where you're going, nothing can stop you. Nothing changes until you take action. You can have the clearest vision in the world, the most compelling goals, but if you don't take decisive, committed action, it all remains just a dream. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't just in what they know or what they plan, it's in what they do. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Here's the truth, most people hesitate. They wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or more certainty, but the reality is waiting gets you nowhere. The perfect moment rarely comes, and opportunities don't just fall into your lap, you create them. The moment you decide and act, you begin to shape your future. That's the power of decisive action. It moves you from potential to reality. The biggest roadblock to action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, fear of the unknown. But what you have to understand is that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a necessary part of it. Every step you take, even the wrong ones, brings you closer to your goal because you're learning, adapting, and growing. You can always course correct, but you can't steer a parked car. Movement creates momentum. And once you start moving, opportunities you couldn't have seen before begin to appear. It's not about having all the answers before you act, it's about trusting that you'll figure it out as you go. This is where decisive action comes in. When you make a decision, you cut off all other options. You commit fully. There's no more hesitation, no more second guessing, and when you act from a place of commitment, things start to happen. Doors open, resources appear, people are drawn to your energy because they see you're serious, that you're not just talking, you're doing. Taking action doesn't mean everything will go perfectly. In fact, you should expect challenges. But here's the thing, you're never going to feel fully ready waiting until you feel perfectly prepared. It's just another way of staying stuck. You've got to act in spite of uncertainty. You've got to move forward, even if you don't know the whole path. With each step, you gain more clarity, more confidence, and more momentum. Action creates a ripple effect. One small decision leads to another, and before you know it, you've made significant progress. But it starts with that first step. And it's not about doing a million things at once. It's about taking consistent, focused action. Small actions done with intention compound over time. It's like planting seeds. You might not see the results immediately, but if you keep nurturing those seeds, they will grow. The key is to decide what you want, then act with absolute certainty. Don't dip your toes in the water, jump in, commit fully, and don't let fear or doubt hold you back. The people who achieve greatness aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who take massive, decisive action. They don't wait for life to happen, they make it happen. So the next time you find yourself stuck, ask yourself, what's the next step I can take right now? And then do it. Take that step with everything you've got, and then take the next one. Before long, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. Because success doesn't come from sitting on the sidelines, it comes from taking action again and again until you get where you want to go. The path to success is rarely straight. It's filled with twists, turns, and unexpected obstacles. The truth is, most people give up when things get hard. They hit a roadblock, face a setback, or lose their motivation, and they stop. But what they don't realize is that those challenges aren't there to stop them, they're there to strengthen them. The people who achieve extraordinary things in life aren't the ones who never face challenges. They're the ones who refuse to quit. They embrace persistence like it's the air they breathe. Persistence is about more than just hanging in there. It's about pushing forward with everything you've got. Even when the odds are against you, it's about finding a way when there seems to be no way. You see, the road to success is a test of your will. It's easy to stay motivated when everything's going well, but the real test comes when things fall apart, when nothing seems to be working. In those moments, persistence is what separates those who make it from those who don't. When you're persistent, setbacks become stepping stones. Each time you fail, you learn, you adjust, and you move forward. Failure isn't the end, it's just part of the process. The people who succeed at the highest level understand this. They know that failure isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace because each failure brings you closer to the breakthrough you're after. The only real failure is quitting. Everything else is just feedback. Most people give up right before they're about to succeed. They stop when the challenge feels too big, when the pressure becomes too much. But the truth is, that's when you're closest to your goal. That's when you need to dig deep and keep pushing. Persistence is what turns dreams into reality, not talent, not luck, but the willingness to keep going long after most people have stopped. Persistence is a mindset. It's the belief that no matter how tough things get, you have the power to overcome them. It's knowing that every obstacle is temporary, and if you keep moving, you'll eventually break through. But here's the key, you can't just persist passively. It's not about just waiting for things to change, it's about taking relentless action, adapting, learning, and continuing to move forward, even when it feels like you're making little progress. When you embrace persistence, you develop resilience, you become unshakable because you know that no matter what happens, you'll find a way through. You stop fearing the challenges and instead you welcome them. You recognize that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. That's what persistence gives you. It gives you the inner strength to keep going no matter what. And here's the truth: persistence compounds. The more you push, the more momentum you build. Each small win creates the energy for the next one. Over time, the effort you put in accumulates, and you start to see the results of your persistence. Suddenly, what felt impossible a few months ago becomes your new normal. That's the power of never giving up. So when the journey gets tough, when you feel like turning back, remember this: every time you choose to persist, you're getting closer to the life you want. Embrace the struggle, embrace the grind, and most importantly, embrace persistence. Because persistence is what will take you from where you are to where you want to be.